welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to start a little series on an ingredient that I've used a couple of times before, but yeah, it's kind of an underused and I think underappreciated cocktail ingredient, and that's going to be Bénédictine, the stuff here. It's made by monks to some very secret recipe with, I don't know, 562 different herbs and various tinctures and all kinds of stuff that you've never heard of. It's a very unusual ingredient. It smells, let me just give you a little idea. It's very herbal, very sweet, quite pungent. Comes in this cool bottle with this like wax seal here. Yeah, okay, so it says on the back 27 herbs and spices. That's not quite 568, but it is quite a lot. Anyway, so the drink that we're going to be making today is called the London Gypsy, which is not a very PC name at all, but it was named after an old cocktail called the Gypsy Queen, which was, I think, first written about in a cocktail book in 1938 from New York's famous Russian tea room. And that cocktail was a vodka-based cocktail, and I think it was one of the earliest vodka-based cocktails in the US that was ever recorded. But you know how I feel about vodka, and this version was made with gin, so I thought this is ideal. So you're going to need 1 1/3 ounces of gin, 5/6 of an ounce of Bénédictine, and 1 dash of angostura bitters. The recipe calls for a grapefruit peel garnish, but I'm just going to use a lemon because it's what I've got. So I have 2 ice cubes in here. One is cracked and the other one's whole. Now give me a minute because I always miss where the 1/3 of an ounce is on here. Okay, we got it. So let's go in with 1 1/3 ounces of gin. I just always feel more comfortable with the even numbers. I don't know why the odd ones always just seem to confuse me. So the gin, and then 5/6 of an ounce of this. Now 5/6 of an ounce, I have no sixths on here, but I suppose I do have a 1/3, and 5/6 would be 2 1/2 thirds. So we will attempt to do something along those lines. So let's go in with 1/3. Better be worth it for all these fussy measurements. Now to estimate the half. Okay, and 1 dash of angostura bitters. It's a very simple ingredient list for this cocktail, so I'm intrigued as to how it's going to come out. Oops, that was 2. Gosh, really not on the game today. Anyway, let's give it a stir. So I was saying that this is based on a cocktail called the Gypsy Queen. That was basically just vodka and Bénédictine. So we're going to use gin instead. So we're going to stir it for about 30 seconds to dilute it, and then we're going to pour it up and give it a taste. Okay, I think that will do. So let's strain it. I'm just using, this is, you know, my favorite glass, but anything that will have the drink up will be fine. So a Nicanora, a coupe, something like that. Okay, and now let's go in with our garnish. I don't believe it said to express it, so I think I'm just going to drop it in. I don't know if I've ever actually done this before, but let's give it a taste. Cheers. Okay, I am still getting the lemon even though I didn't express it, but that's to be expected. Yeah, I'm just getting a lot of lemon. So let me taste it. Wow. That's pretty damn good for pretty much 2 ingredients. You definitely get that kind of luscious mouthfeel that you get from Bénédictine, and I suppose it is actually almost a half and half cocktail, so it's almost a 1-to-1 ratio here. It's quite a lot of Bénédictine, which you normally only see in very small amounts, and it really does give it that viscous mouthfeel and the sweetness, which very nicely rounds out the dryness of the gin. And it's got quite some kick to it, not just the alcohol kick, but also you've got all those herbs coming through, which is quite sort of spicy on the palate. Let's have one more. But it is sort of, has a dry note on the finish. It's, yeah, I could see the description of it being honeyed. I think maybe there is some honey in the Bénédictine, I'm not sure, but it does have that, if you look at the colour, the flavour really matches this golden colour. It's pretty delightful actually, and I would very much enjoy that, I think particularly as an after dinner drink, because it is that bit sweeter. It would be a very nice digestif. So that would be my recommendation. And as I've said before, this is expensive, but it's just kind of one of those things. Take the plunge, get the bottle, and you can make a lot of things with it. And that was kind of the aim of this series, is to, you know, see what else is out there with Bénédictine. So I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. And I will leave the recipe in the description box below. If you have any questions or recommendations, please let me know, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you here next week.